All right, I have a story here from Axios that is, I have mixed feelings overall about it because, in my opinion, as I will make very clear, is I don't think it's enough. But at the same time, anything is better than nothing. Like, unfortunately, that's what we kind of have to settle for in America, especially in this political environment. My goodness. So I have an article here from Axios. It is states where the minimum wage is going up in 2026. So we're going to look at them. I believe it is 19 states. Yep, down here, 19 states. So let's see. We have Washington, and this, I believe these are all effective January 1st. Yeah, we'll just assume. Yeah, they're all effective January 1st. We have Washington State. They will be going up 2.8%, the minimum wage, from 1666 to 1713. That's, I think, that's like the highest state in the wage, like the state minimum wage in the country, I think. Unless there's one that's not highlighted here that's getting an increase. But and then we have Oregon. Oregon is, it's, you can't even highlight it right now because it's I believe this means increase to be determined based on inflation. So it sounds like they're getting an increase, but we just don't know yet. We have California, and this is going from 1650 to 1690 an hour. We have Arizona, which is going from $14.70 to $15.15. That's a 3.1% increase. Up here we have Montana going from $10.55 an hour to $10.85, a 2.8% increase. We have South Dakota going from $11.50 to $11.85 at a 3%. Minnesota at $11.13 to $11.41, a 2.5% increase. South Dakota, 3% increase, $11.50 to $11.85. Nebraska, 11.1%. Oh, damn. Okay. 11.1% increase. It's going from $13.50 to $15 even. Colorado is going from $14.81 to $15.16, and that is an increase of 2.4%. We have another big jump here at Michigan, going from $12.48 to $13.73. That's 10%. It's pretty nice. Ohio, this is going from $10.70 to $11. That's 2.8%. New York, 3% increase, which is $16.50 to $17. Vermont, 2.9%, $14.01 to $14.42. We have Maine, that is a 3.1% increase, $14.65 to $15.10. We have Connecticut, 3.6% increase, $16.35 to $16.94. We have New Jersey going from $15.49 to $15.92. That is a 2.8%. And we have Virginia, 2.9%. That is $12.41 to $12.77. And I do Missouri, I don't think. Another decently big jump, 9.1%, which is $13.75 to $15 flat. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, okay. So two states now at 15 flat, that being Nebraska and Missouri. And then last but not least, oh wait, nope, we have Alaska and Hawaii. Okay, never mind. Hold on. I'm jumping the gun. Florida, another decent jump, 7.1%, $14 to $15 flat. Hawaii, big jump, 14.3%, $14 to $16. Alaska, decent jump, 7.7%, $13 to $14. So now you may be wondering, like, what's my big issue here? What issues do I have? Obviously, any increase to the minimum wage is amazing and should be done. The problem is, like, what did we say the highest state was here? Like Washington, and that's at 1713. Like, I remember a few years ago, the debate was like, we need $15 minimum wage. Well, then COVID happened, and now like $15, that's in the rear view mirror. In fact, I want to jump over to a study real quick that it's from, let's see, the CEPR, Center for Economic and Policy Research. This is, it estimates what the minimum wage should be if you were to factor in inflation and productivity growth. This was something that in the past was kind of used to determine how much the minimum wage, the federal minimum wage, would be increased by, which hasn't been increased. It's been sitting at $7.25 an hour since 2009, I believe. So if we were, since 1968, to keep up with productivity and growth, it would be almost $21.50 an hour. And obviously, none of these states are at that, let alone the rest of the country. Like a lot of these states we're talking about, like Ohio, for example, up to $11 an hour. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. So as I kind of alluded to, until 1968, the minimum wage not only kept pace with inflation, it rose in step with productivity growth. The logic is straightforward. We expect that wages in general will rise in step with productivity growth for workers at the bottom to share the overall improvement in society's living standards. The minimum wage should also rise with productivity. And that's absolutely correct, because we are at a point, and, not the only factor, but a factor of that, where, like, in any point in our history, we are at the biggest, like, wealth inequality, like the biggest wealth gap that this country has ever seen. Like, even bigger than, like, the Gilded Age, even bigger than, like, the Great Depression. Like, this is just crazy. And you can see it. Like, you can see everywhere that, like, all these companies, like the big companies, they're profiting billions and billions, even during COVID. But yet, wages aren't going up. Like, they just keep making more and more money, and wages are just stagnant, especially on the lower end. And it's just, we're at a point where it's just no longer sustainable. And it's getting there more and more every single year. So, yeah, it should be a lot more, but it's good to see we have at least 19 states doing something. Now, a lot of these are very meager increases. Some of them are decent jumps, but at the end of the day, it's good that people in those states are getting something. But, like, let's be real. We need a federal minimum wage for all 50 states that is, like, much higher than $7.25. Okay? Like, we can talk about the starting point being 15, 21, whatever. But, like, some serious legislation and, like, a serious effort to address this just needs to happen. But, like, let's be real, that ain't happening anytime soon. Anyways, let's quickly read through this article. Workers in 19 states are in line for a raise when minimum wage increases take effect on New Year's Day. Why it matters. Beyond those earning minimum wage, these increases often push employers to raise salaries for workers higher up on the income ladder. I wonder how true that is. It's from Axios. If it was from Fox News, I'd be a little bit skeptical. But it's from Axios, so we'll give it 50-50 on how true that actually is. But if so, great. The big picture, more than 8.3 million workers will see their pay go up on January 1st. That includes both getting a direct increase and others indirectly affected when companies adjust wage ladders, according to an estimate from Progressive Economic Policy Institute. Well, there you have it. Okay, I don't even need to go into that. I reference the Economic Policy Institute a lot myself, so I'm not going to sit here and go against it, because it'd make my argument look better or whatever. EPI, all right, there you have it. So, but again, like, we're still talking about, like, a very meager wage increase in general. So, like, even the ladders can't be increasing that much. You know what I mean? The extra boost comes at a time when rising prices are particularly punishing for the lowest earners. Another 3 states, Florida, Alaska, and Oregon, are increasing their minimum wages later in the year. Stunning stat, for the first time, there will be more workers in states with a minimum wage of $15 an hour or higher than those with the federal minimum wage of $7.25. Again, that's great. But, like, it's not a stunning stat in the way that Axios is presenting it. Like, I think they're kind of presenting it like, look at this, look how awesome this is. Like, look how awesome this is. Like, an hour, there will be more workers in states with a minimum wage of $15 an hour. It's like, yeah, like, only just now in the year 2025, we're getting that. Like, and even that can be debated if that's enough. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a fucking Debbie Downer here, but, like, I'm just gonna be real with you, okay? So a stunning stat, but not in the way Axios presents it, or probably intends it. Between the lines, more than a decade ago, labor advocates fight for a $15 hour wage seemed radical. Not so much anymore. Like, again, and now, like, the new, I don't know what the new goalpost is because it's been a decade, like, say, $20 an hour or whatever. In your own sentence, you said it was more than a decade ago that this fight happened. Like, it was crucial then. It's 10 years later, and we're just now at the point where more workers are making more than, more minimum wage workers are making higher than the federal minimum wage. Come on. Oh, God damn it, Axios. Come on. Come on. By the numbers, Missouri and Nebraska will cross the $15 milestone on January 1st. 4 states' minimum wage will rise to $17 or higher for some or all of their workers by the end of the year. These include Washington State. We already read that. I mean, it's bringing in some counties and stuff, but like, I'm trying to keep it at least at a state level here. I'm sorry, we can't be getting into all these counties. State of play: the 19 states that are raising their minimum wage on June 1st are. Here's the list. We covered them all earlier. Zoom in. Even if they're not at the milestone yet, many states and cities, both red and blue, raise their minimum wages far beyond the federal rate, which has been stuck at $7.25 an hour since 2009. And some further metrics here that we already covered. Yes, but 20 states, mostly in the South, still use the $7.25 an hour rate. Shocking that it's the southern states. Many states have passed so-called preemption laws that prevent cities from passing higher minimum wages. I wonder what states have done this. Certainly they're not red states, right? Like, it's crazy how red states just like spit in the face of like voters in their base. Like, Republicans will go out of their way to not only pass legislation they will not only block legislation that would increase the minimum wage or whatever. They will also propose legislation to just prevent like other people from doing that within their own districts or even whatever. And they do this for more than just the minimum wage with these preemption laws. They also do it for free school lunch. Yeah. It probably still is, or maybe it's already been mostly done, but it was like a big part of the Republican agenda to essentially pass legislation to prevent even blue states or blue areas from providing free school lunch and breakfast. Yeah. Like, oh God. And don't think I'm like don't like say I'm like a Democrat Party cheerleader or some like fucking liberal, but like, Jesus Christ, I'm pragmatic and I can call what reality is. And like, the Republican Party is just off the rails. Like, I'm sorry, they have just gone fucking insane. Okay. Anyways, yeah, there you have it. Mixed feelings. Obviously, the minimum wage going up in this many states is good. But on the other hand, it's like we're just now getting to levels that we should have been at 10 years ago. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.